Hi everyone, it's Roger here from What's on DisneyPlus.com, where I'm going to be taking a look at some of my favourite films that have arrived on Disney Plus this year so far. But before we go any further, make sure you do hit that subscribe button to keep up with the latest Disney Plus news. So now we're just over a third of the way through the year. I thought I'd just take a look back to see some of my favourite films that have arrived on Disney Plus so far this year. Now this is the important thing to note, these are ones that have arrived on Disney Plus, because a lot of them were kind of like late 2023 theatrical releases. Obviously now with most films going to cinemas first, and we've just seen a lack of films in general being put on there. Now obviously some of these movies are available on Hulu on Disney Plus in the United States, but for us internationally they've all just been released on Disney Plus. So let's kick off with, I think, easily one of my favourite films of the year so far, Wish. This was one I kind of held on. I didn't go to cinema to see it. I was one of those people. Really enjoyed it. There's some amazing music. I have been humming some of the songs. I've had it on while I've been working, and I really enjoy the music from this film. I think it's a fantastic one. Definitely worth checking out. I think a lot of people overlooked it. It's not the best one, and I like all the little Easter eggs to other Disney films and stuff that are in there. I love the goat. I think he's fantastic. There's some things in here that, that it's a good, solid movie. Yeah, it's not maybe on the same level as maybe like Encanto, but I still think it has some amazing songs. And I love Chris Pine as the villain, and just more of a traditional like evil guy. Even though sometimes you can kind of look at like how he looks at things and go, well, maybe he is actually right, but that's kind of, things get a bit blurry and stuff. But overall, Wish is definitely one I would definitely recommend you check out. Moving on from there, let's now talk about the Marvels. So this one did come out earlier this year, obviously late last year. A box office dud. No, hardly anyone went to see it at the cinema. I did. I really enjoyed it. And I rewatched it when it dropped onto Disney Plus again. And I think this is, again, just a movie that's been, I think, overlooked because it's a good, solid, fun, easygoing adventure. There's nothing stupid in here in terms of any major story, and I can see why some people maybe didn't kind of like levitate to it, because it is kind of in some ways a little bit basic and a little bit more simplified. But I like that about superhero movies. Not everyone has to be a big, dark, brooding movie, and not everything has to be interconnected. Miss Marvel is fantastic in here. We've obviously got the post-credit scene with those X-Men in there, which is another good reason to watch it. I always enjoyed Captain Marvel, so that I like this one here. Thought the story, it was nice and tight and condensed, but overall I think this one is a solid addition to Disney Plus, and hopefully more people will check it out now that it is on Disney Plus. Shifting gears now, I want to talk about the greatest hits. So this one was recently released on Hulu in the US, Disney Plus around the world. So this is a Searchlight Pictures film, and it's just a kind of a sad love story of a woman who's lost the love of her life, but can like travel back in time if she hears a song from like when she was with him, and she's trying to work out a way of saving him and bringing him back, and she's spending a lot of time with him, so she can't really get over them, but she bumps into somebody new at grief counselling and kind of sets it all off. There's not a lot of humour in here, but I thought overall it was a good, solid film to enjoy. But yeah, probably one I'd only watched once, but if you haven't seen it, yeah, if you like kind of a bit more of a love story, but nothing with it, like I said, there's like no humour in here at all. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty solid. I quite liked it. Moving on from there, let's now talk about Suncoast. So this is another Searchlight Pictures film, and again, probably not the most fun story to be talking about, because it's all about a young girl, her brother is dying, and they're trying to come to terms with it, and she's sort of fed up of looking after his ill brother, but her mum's struggling with like focusing all of her attention on him rather than her, and she's kind of dealing with that. Woody Harrelson's in here to kind of add a little bit of like dark humour to it. Again, it's not for everyone. I did like it. It's not a movie I'm going to ever watch again. It was like a one-watch kind of film. But again, Searchlight Pictures really showing here of why they are, for me, one of the best things about Disney buying 20th Century Studios. And then my final film, I'm going to pick Next Go Win. So again, this was released a little bit later here in the UK. This is all about a football club in Samoa, and they were awful. So they bring in this coach, and he's trying to get them in. I like the Taika Waititi humour in here. I like what they do with it. It's definitely fun, very different from those last two Searchlight Pictures films. I think it's very uplifting. It's very basic. You know where it's going. You can see what it's going into. But it was just nice. I just really enjoyed it. It was a good, solid, just easy. And I think I like Taika's type of comedy. And so therefore that's why I kind of was pulled in on it. And there's just real fun bits in here. And it was definitely for me one of the highlights of the films that I've seen this year on Disney+. So there we go. Those are my picks for what I think are the best ones you can find right now from 2024 so far. Obviously we've got some more coming up later this year. But let us know, what films have you enjoyed watching on Disney+ so far in 2024? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this in the comments below. Go check us out over at whatsondisneyplus.com. Like, follow and subscribe, and I shall see you guys soon. Laters.